In this chapter, we've paid special attention to so many forms of carbon and some of its compounds. We have looked at their properties and uses. You may wonder, why carbon? Why not elements like beryllium or boron? The thing is, carbon is one of the most abundant and important elements in our universe and can be found in large quantities. Being the innovative beings that we are, we have found many ways of using the different forms of carbon. One of such forms is coal. Coal has been used most widely in industries and is one of the more common forms of carbon. It was noticed that coal contained more elements than just carbon. Yes, it had a large amount of carbon, but also contained hydrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, oxygen, amongst others. Having understood this, chemists realized that different useful compounds could be obtained from coal by simply heating carbon in the absence of air. They call this process the destructive distillation of coal. The destructive distillation of coal involves the heating of coal to a very high temperature in the absence of air to manufacture different useful products. This process is called destructive because the chemical composition of the final products is very different from that of the initial product, coal. The destructive distillation of coal yields over 100 products, but the major products of this process are coke, ammoniacal liquor, coal tar, and coal gas. Let's take a look at these products in depth. Firstly, coke. We have mentioned coke a number of times in our previous lessons, and I'm sure you know by now that we are not talking about drinking cola. Coke is the major product of the destructive distillation of coal. It is a solid that is primarily used in the blast furnace for the production of pure iron. It is also used by blacksmiths as a fuel to forge metals and manufacture household objects. It is preferred to coal as a fuel because it burns with a smokeless flame. The second product we mentioned is ammoniacal liquor. This is the liquid component of the destructive distillation of coal. It is basically an aqueous solution of ammonia and is mostly used to manufacture fertilizers to improve agricultural yield. It is also used for making cleaning agents like bleach, soaps, and detergents. The third product of the destructive distillation of coal is coal tar. Coal tar is the second solid product of this process. It is actually a mixture of several compounds and has been used in the manufacture of these compounds by fractional distillation. Some of these compounds include benzene, toluene, xylene, and naphthalene. In fact, so many of its constituents have been employed to good use in producing drugs, paints, insecticides, and even explosives. In the past, especially in the early 19th century, coal tar was used in the construction of roads. However, it was stopped because it was discovered that coal tar contained several carcinogenic substances. As you probably know, carcinogens are substances that cause cancer. The last product of the destructive distillation of coal is coal gas. Like the name implies, it is a gaseous product that mainly consists of different volatile gases like methane, ethane, hydrogen, hydrogen sulfide, and carbon 2 oxide gas. Coal gas is majorly used as a fuel and is preferred to fuels like coal because it does not constitute as much pollution as other fuel sources. You now know that the destructive distillation of coal is a very important industrial process because of its many useful products. Take note of these products and try to understand their uses. In our next lesson, we will look at another destructive distillation process. This time, the destructive distillation of wood. I am sure you would not want to miss that lesson.